Tallywhackers. We get to work on this today. Took this thing out to Mille Lacs Lake, Minnesota, my pa and I. Didn't have much of an issue until we went to leave a couple times and it wouldn't start. It acted like it wanted to start, but it wouldn't start. I have a suspicion of what's wrong with this thing. Hopefully I'm correct, but we're gonna dive in and see if we can figure this out. My son's coming in town pretty soon and he wants to ride it, so I need to get it up and going anyway. This is a 1984 Honda 125M. It's not in bad shape. I've done a little bit of work on it, but that's about it. Well, right away, clearly tell these forks are way older than the bike. Well, I mean, it came off a similar bike, but this bike's actually in really good shape, but the guy never put this dang thing back in here. I'm gonna build something, but I wish I had the original one for that. These front brakes, they don't work. Like I said, this is broke, the thing. It bolts on here somewhere. I do have that in a box, and that does spin. Tires are really freaking old. I've repaired all this. This was taped up really bad and poorly, so I drilled a ton of holes, fixed the crack, plural. Take this off, start. Yep, everything's still underneath there. Let's air the tires up. Like 11 pounds or something? I don't know, that feels a little bit more maybe? I don't know. These tires hold air for a while, like days. Don't take much to air these babies up. And these tires are old. All right, now this thing will roll around easily. Well, here's the battery that came with it. A year and a half ago. I actually charged it up when I first got this thing and it worked for a while. So, since went bad. So I think what we'll do is we'll check the water level, put it on a charger, see if it'll come back alive. Boy, I took the cap off. Cap. Stinks. Holy cow, and I could see that there's no water in the holes. I don't know. I'm gonna put this water in there. That's drinking water. Purified drinking water. I think you're supposed to use distilled water, but I honestly don't, whoa, I don't even know if am I getting it in there? Don't know if this battery's any good. And if it is good, I don't know how long it's gonna last. And, you know, you always got plan C, which is, I don't expect it to work. Yeah, I see water. You see water too? Yeah, they're fine. I'm not gonna put this on very tight, the top, the lid, because when we charge this thing, it very well could stink us out of here with some escaping gases. So we'll put it on low, or not so tight. That way if it does charge and it wants to release some gases, it doesn't freaking pop off and scare the bejesus out of all of us. We'll just kind of let that thing charge for a little bit while we work on this bike here. I'm gonna put this liner back in there because I know that battery will fit in there. Hopefully that battery comes around a little bit. It does have a pull start, but the battery's nice for my son. Let's hope that battery charges up. Oh, that came right out. A lot of times those are so hard you can't get the dang thing out. Well, suspicion number one confirmed. I hope this is just that easy. I really hope this is gonna be that easy. My suspicion is that the rings are washed out. And the oil, I just changed the oil, well, last year, but I don't have very many hours on this bike. And I think that it's full of gas. It smells like gas in here. And it's bad for the clutches, even though it's an automatic. And I also think that there might be so much gas in here, it could be over full. So I know it wasn't over full when I checked the oil after I changed it. A lot of reason why I wanted to air the tires up, get her on a level ground. Oh yeah, it's over full. Oh man. At least a quarter of a quart over full, I would say, of gas in there. Holy cow, you just smell it. That's a good sign for me. I think I'm on the right path of getting this thing fixed. So we're gonna change the oil for one. For two, I bought a new spark plug. I was thinking that NGK was not the proper brand for this Honda. So I bought an OE Honda one, and by God, it's an NGK. It might not need a spark plug, but we're gonna change the spark plug anyway. And when we change the oil, we are going to make sure that we do not get synthetic oil. That's what I put in there the first time, and I think that that might be a problem. When this thing was built, this thing would have used conventional, whatever it is, I can't even remember, like 1040 or something bike with slippy clutch additive stuff in it. So we're going to see if we can find some of that. Change the oil, like we said, replace the spark plug, make sure the gap is good. And yeah, check the fuel, make sure this thing starts good, and hopefully that battery's good. Long-winded sucker. The gap is so small. It looks like it's running rich as well. Here's a spark plug I took out of it. DRAESL GKR DRAE. Same plug, same exact plug. Well, that must be factory then. Well, that's a good thing. I was thinking I didn't have a factory plug in there, but now I know. I have a spare. There's nothing wrong with the one I took out, besides it is appear to be running a little rich, but that very well could be when he was running it. That could be for me. Who knows? Who knows? Can't really do a lot to clean his plug up anymore, you know, nowadays. This one you might probably can. I don't know. I just took a toothbrush to it. It looks really good. I'm not going to do any more than that, but I am going to put some anti-seize on this. The plug wasn't very tight, but I think I might have had this thing out on the ice. I can't remember, but we're gonna put it back in. Yeah, with the cylinders being washed out in this thing, that really makes a lot of sense to me. I figured that's what was going on. I think the synthetic oil isn't good for the rings. We need to put some conventional oil in it and try that and run it. And hopefully the compression comes back, give us a lot more power, and it won't be sending fuel into the crankcase, and compression will be up so that when it's cold outside, the thing will start. I think that's why it wouldn't start out there, is because the compression was low, and it was flooding out easily, and every time it'd flood out, it'd just put more fuel into the crankcase and give it even more or less compression. So that's the plan, and yeah. Gotta tighten up this plug, and we also need to put this on, and we need to find some oil. Torqued. All right, we need to figure out how to get the oil out of this thing, get this thing draining. The longer it'll drain, the better. Ooh, there's a... The longer it drains, the better off we'll be. There's a drain plug just right there. I make it nice and convenient, but it's also in the line of fire. If this thing was to hang up on something, that could very well be one of the first things it hits. Wow, that's crazy. Wonder how many of these are broken. Let's try not to make a mess. We will, but let's try not to. It's got good color to it, but whew, smells like gas. It's not good. I'm gonna let this thing drain for a while. See if we can find some oil. All right, this thing's down to a slow drip, which didn't take long to get there, which I'm not surprised with the amount of fuel that was in there. Tighten this thing up before we forget. Ain't gotta be that tight. That ain't gotta be that tight. So don't over tighten the drain plug. We'll pull this guy out. Found this stuff. I remember this old girl. I remember changing the oil for the first time in this thing, and it was really, really bad. I should have changed it twice. Gosh, I remember that now. It was low and really, really bad. Like, it's been in there for a long time. The guy said this thing was sitting for a while, and he got it and fixed it. He couldn't get it to run right. He put another carburetor on this thing from China, Amazon probably. Well, I rejetted it. It had the wrong jets in it, and it runs real good. Man, now it's coming back to me. Anyway, the oil was really bad, so I'm hoping changing this oil gets this thing back up on the right path. I might actually change it again. I told myself that last time. It sure looks like I took out more than a quart, and if I remember right, this is like 1.1 quart. We're gonna try 3/4 a quart. See what happens. This is way thicker than the stuff I drained out, I'll tell you that right now. And I didn't start this thing. It's 32 degrees this morning, so this bike's probably not even 40 degrees. Oh, it's cold. Just pulled it out of the shed, and that, yeah. I'm so glad I found the oil like that. I think that we'll get this thing back up to life again. All right, we're gonna stop right there. Say we're left about 1/4 of a quart in this thing. We're gonna check it. Ooh. I think we're pretty close on the stick there with the 3/4 a quart going on. We're gonna run that, get that circulating around. If it does, and check it again after it gets warmed up. Well, if it'll start, I guess. I don't know. Should start. Might as well check the air cleaner. I'm pretty sure it needs one. Last I checked. And I honestly think I lost some hardware out there in the dark when this thing wouldn't start. God, that's breaking my heart. I don't like losing things to... This thing was pretty much all there and all original. Yeah, I did. That little guy right there. Dang it. Probably lost it out of a fit of rage too, you know? Which is stupid. This thing is not good at all. Oh boy. It needs a new one. Ooh, I don't have that either. Did I lose that? Oh, no way. I don't see it anywhere. Son of I'm gonna see if I can find something for that. And this, I guess. I wanted a wing nut, but I'm... Poop. Poop. Yeah, I think I found something. It's not original, but... And it doesn't quite fit in there. I am going to grind that head down so that it'll fit in there all the way and not harm the original clamp. Let's see if she'll fit now. Oh yeah, that's what we're looking for. And we're just going to put this thing back in there for now. And I'm going to get on the old interwebs and see about ordering a new one. Good enough. Now, find something to fit in there to hold that booger still. Yeah, this one's good looking. This one actually blends right in. Yeah, you wouldn't think that that's I know it's off, but the untrained eye just might think that that's original. I don't know. Don't have to be that tight. I think we're good in that area. Looks good. Fixed some hardware issues. Too bad I lost all that stuff. Use that on the ice, I'm sure. 2 miles off the shore. I'll never see it again. Ooh, you know what? I did mark some waypoints on my fish finder, my electronics app, my Garmin. GPS'd it. I could go GPS it. Yeah, and then it's about as far as I'll get, I guess. I see another issue I would like to tackle here, and I'm pretty sure that's why my brake lights don't work. I'd be pretty dang certain that's why my brake lights don't work. I don't know what's going on right here, but this thing. It's in bad shape. I think I can fix this. Get my brake lights going again. I don't think it's supposed to be like that. It has to pull on something. I'm not picking up in my head what's going on. This tab's broke off, so I don't know where that would have been. And this is in a weird angle. Well, I've come to the conclusion that I'm not gonna mess with this. This is gonna have to be for another day. The freaking nut is melted on there. I got it to move a little bit, but this is not how that's supposed to be. I'm gonna pull this bracket off, throw it in the pile of parts that I think are for this, and zip tie this booger somewhere in that area. Get it out of the way for now. I'll work on that a different day, but brake light's not that important right now. Oh, on another note, I walked over to that battery and I hear it boiling, so it should be fine. Normally when you boil them, it kind of gives it a new life, you know. Those automatic ones nowadays, they just don't do that. They don't have like a boil mode on them. And I don't even have that thing on high. Got it on medium, and it's yeah, she's a bubbling. She's bubbling. And it stinks. Be careful. Hopefully that stuff just stays there. That way, got parts for this biker there. I'll have to remember that. It looks like a 12. Let's grab a 12 and pull that bracket off. Put it back on the bolt. It's like it was wedged in there. Like it's not supposed to be there or something. This don't look like it's part of this. This is not for this bike. Something, yeah, this has been bent. You can tell right here. Look at how broken that is. Oh, I forget, you can't be too close to this camera. It's broke right there along that. It's aluminum. It's just about, yeah, I can bend it so easily. It's just gonna fall apart. That would have lasted forever. Alright, well that gives me hope that I'll be able to figure something else out about that, and that somebody else rigged it up and melted that bolt or that nut, which is unfortunate. So we're just going to put this back together here. So much better. Alright, we cooked her for a while. Not too long, but well, can't hook that vent up. It's on the other side, and I think, yeah, that's the ground. Well, that's not the right battery for it anyway. I don't remember the battery not fitting, but that would make sense. It's probably not any good. Get the top down in there a little better than it was. Should be fine. I don't know how far it's supposed to go down. All the way seems fine. The vent's in the wrong spot. Alright, well, we're not going to put that on there then. Well, I don't know. We should probably put something on there. I'm not going to cut that plastic. Alright. Well, I guess let's see if she'll start. We got power up here. It says it's in neutral. It's in the run position. Battery isn't any good. We've got compression though. Almost. It's been a while since it's been running. Slight choke, that's what it wants. Gas probably ain't no good. That's got to be from last year. No, it'll be from February. I put gas in it out there in Minnesota. It doesn't smell good. Well, she runs. I think I'll just run her a little longer. See if she comes out of that blow-by or washed out cylinder. We're gonna find out. I really need her to run good, run right. It's got low hours on this unit. I mean, I could tell it's written everywhere. There's no wear on anything. foot pegs, the casing of the engine where your boots and shoes would be, the handle grips. I mean, it's in really good shape. The seats, really nice. Yep, I think she was just wrecked and sat for a long time. Wrecked good enough to probably hurt somebody. Maybe we'll see this thing again, put this thing to work. Until next time, thanks for watching Tally Go.